Yeah, thanks, Nick. I'm not going to talk for too long, as you can hear, my voice is not so great. But just to give a little bit of background, I inherited local area coordination as a portfolio responsibility. So I've come in quite late to the game, although I knew my local area coordinator from my area many years ago. He was one of the first, so we were very fortunate to have been one of the piloted areas in Swansea. And then I subsequently made introductions to him to other key community members. So, you know, very early on, I knew about local area coordination and really believed in it. I've got a strong belief in the model and how it does prevent people from reaching crisis point, and also the benefit of that early intervention, which is really key. And I'd been told by fellow councillors and predecessors that before my time, where there were local area coordinators, other communities were quite envious, and they all wanted a local area coordinator to serve within their own communities. So yeah, at the last election, it was a manifesto commitment to ensure that we had full coverage across the city, and we have achieved that. And there are many incredible examples, which I'm sure will be touched upon, but of the influence and the impact that the local area coordination team are having on individuals and our communities, whether it's reducing social isolation by making introductions or helping set up local groups, supporting people to grow in confidence and to build not only as individuals but as communities together. And that you really can't underestimate that, the importance of building relationships and how having connections can really enable people to live happy and fulfilling lives, you know, whatever that may look like to them. Lax, obviously, they work co-productively, so they're not doing 2 or 4 people, they're very much doing with people. And I've seen the ripple effect, not only just within my own area, but last year, for example, last winter period, I was visiting Swansea Spaces, which was Swansea's equivalent of warm spaces, and I was coming across individuals who'd met through their local area coordinators and were now supporting each other to access those warm spaces. So it was really evident, you know, the impact that was shining through. And that, not to say it hasn't been without its challenges, given the team expanded during COVID, and I think the roles maybe were not quite as strict to the model, and then that managing expectations of how we revert back, you know, post pandemic. And then obviously we've some understanding around the roles or the terminology or the language that is used, and what does that actually mean in real life. And us as ward councillors, for example, we lay people, so sometimes we don't always understand the concept, so we have to nurture those relationships and break it down to allow people to understand exactly what it means. But overall, I have to say that the support for local area coordination is very positive, and ward members are really invested in local area coordination, and we promote regular communication by phone and by email and monthly catch-ups. You know, I bump into mine quite regularly in the library or community centre, so they are really embedded, as John said before, in our communities. And I'll stop talking there and hand back, if I may, Nick, please.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Hayley. That was brilliant. And just reflecting at the end, your point around the presence of the local area coordinator being really part of the community, embedded in it, being able to meet people where they're at without that kind of complexity of referral and that process, but just starts from that conversation. It was really